Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Letip Live. Today we have a very exciting episode because I have the man who is directly connected to and best friends with the Easter Bunny. That's right, it's Howell from Parties for Peanuts. Hal, welcome to Letip Live.
Thank you very much, Doug. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Thank you for stopping by. So
Absolutely.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Parties for Peanuts?
Absolutely. So Parties for Peanuts is an entertainment company, mostly for children, but we do other types of parties for adults as well and older kids. We've been in business now 22 plus years. I'm based in Saddlebrook, but we take the party to you. We go everywhere.
Nice.
So whether it's at your home, a restaurant, the park, a banquet hall, VFW, any place like that, we come directly to you. We provide all the entertainment. We have characters. We have magicians, clowns. We have pony rides, petting zoos, all the inflatables, bounces, slides, water slides, all the interactive inflatables like sumo suits and bungee runs, and you name it. There's just a ton. Popcorn, cotton candy, snow cone machines, so all the fun foods, chocolate fountains, pretzel and hot dog warmers. We can get DJs, we can do balloon decorations. So anything that you would need for a party, you come to us, and I'm sort of like the general contractor that I put everything together and make a nice package for our customers.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Is there an interesting story how this all came about or how you got started?
As a matter of fact, Doug, there is.
Nice.
I'm also an actor, which is kind of how I got into this. Back in the fall of 1992, I know I'm old, I was doing a murder mystery, which were very popular back in the 90s. And we were doing it in Willowbrook Mall. There was a department store called Stearns, which I don't believe is around anymore. And they had a little restaurant there. And then on weekend evenings, they would close down the restaurant and have murder mysteries.
Wow.
So they would make food and people would come in and eat. And in between, during the courses after they were served, we would do our little show. Right. So one of the other cast members and I became friends. He said, hey, you know what? Doing an opening of the A&S out on Long Island, Roosevelt Field. This new store is opening up there. Would you like to come out? Or I'm doing like a Keystone Cop routine. And I need somebody else just to run around the store for a couple of hours, hassling people. You know what I mean? And no words. It's Keystone Cops. We're from the back in the day when it was silent movies. So just two idiots running around being idiots. So we did that. That was a lot of fun. That was right around Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Then as Christmas was approaching, he said, I also do Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. Are you interested in doing that? And being a nice Jewish boy, I figured, what else do I have to do on Christmas Eve but be Santa Claus, right? So I borrowed from my girlfriend at the time her family's Santa Claus costume. After making my obligatory appearance at their house, I went off and did Santa Claus.
Nice.
For all these other families. And from there said, you know what, this is actually pretty good money. So and it's fun. I mean, that was the main thing. It was fun. And I got paid to do it. So I mean, where's the downside, right? So I started working for other companies and that did pretty well there and decided, you know what, I think I can do this on my own. Nice. So I knew what to do. I figured out kind of where to get costumes and such and started my own company back in 1998, called it Parties for Peanuts, and been going ever since. Started out with about 9 or 10 costumes. Now we have like 70 plus. I since acquired popcorn, candy, and snow cone machines, taught myself a little magic. So I did magic show. And, ever since then, I've hired other performers to come in. I don't do a lot of the performing, a little bit once in a while if necessary. If it gets really busy, I'll do a little show here and there. But otherwise, I have people and I have vendors that I contact for, I see right here you have Entertainment on Wheels. Right. That's actually somebody that I've worked with.
Nice.
So which is kind of it. I said, well, I know these people. So, for video game buses and things like that. So we can do pretty much anything you want. and give everybody a great time at it.
Awesome. So Easter's around the corner.
Yes.
Are you like a method actor? Are you going to eat carrots for like a month before Easter?
Exactly. I will be orange by the time Easter rolls around. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. So, it's great because we get to do, we are part of this group called Letip, and that's how we met, and that's how we get to network and everything. And it's great. We get to do stuff like this, Letip Live. So maybe give a little bit of what Letip means to you.
Well, I've been a member of Letip since 2006.
Nice.
So that's now about 15 years.
Wow.
And Letip has been great. I've had many different positions in the chapter. And then just as far as being a member, I have gotten so much out of it. Tons of business from either people in the chapter or from people they know. I mean, there was this one person that I met who her daughter was in an autistic school in Paramus. Through her, I got connected to them and did some of their events. And then through them, I got other things. So it's like, work begets work. So it's just amazing how like the tentacles can grow. There are people that have left the chapter that still call me. So, and besides that, everybody in Letip is a good person. We get together socially. We have picnics, do a lot of, have parties. We've had Halloween parties. It's been great. So it's been a pleasure being a part of that organization, for the last 15 years.
Awesome. Very nice. We want to remind you guys, we are live. And if you ask a question in the comments section, we can answer it live right now.
Wow.
So make sure you put your questions in the comments section for Howell from Parties for Peanuts, and we'll answer them right away. We do have a live studio audience. Brian's here as well. Brian, you got any questions for Mr. Bunny?
Should I type it or just ask?
You can ask it. I'll relay.
You're here.
You're here.
Shout it out, dude.
What's your favorite style or theme of party to do?
Favorite style or theme of party to do?
Favorite style. Well, I don't really have a favorite, because I just love doing parties and making people happy, whatever they want. So my favorite is whatever people have. But I would say probably the most popular that we do is like character parties, because most of our clientele is for, we'll say kids 6 and under. And we do a lot of 1-year-old parties.
Nice.
Which is kind of ironic because the 1-year-olds don't even know what's going on. But, it's exciting, especially if it's their first child and if they're turning 1, it's like a big deal, right? So we do a lot of parties for kids like 1, 2, 3, 4, in that age range, where our characters will come in. We do interactive songs and games. So under 5, we keep it to songs because they're a little young to really understand how to play the games. So we'll do things like If You're Happy and You Know It, Itsy Bitsy Spider, Old MacDonald, Hokey Pokey, Chicken Dance, Baby Shark, very big. Things like that. Of course, take pictures. We bring a gift for the birthday child. We give out lollipops, pose with the birthday cake if they want to do that. And then we also, if it's a mascot type character, the person will change and come back and do balloon animals. We also normally offer face painting and tattoos, the little rub-on tattoos. We don't do the needles, not yet. They get a little but for the moment, because of COVID, and you have to get very close to the kids to be able to do their face paints and stuff like that, we've kind of put that on hold for now. But in lieu of that, we just make them extra balloons and stuff. And, they don't know the difference. They don't know what they're not getting. So they're happy. But once, hopefully very shortly, in maybe June or so, things get a little better, we can add back the face painting and tattoos.
Awesome.
So yeah, I would say that's, when I actually, Brian, I will answer when I was performing regularly, my favorite parties when I used to do superheroes, I could be Batman or Superman, right? And come into a party and really kind of take charge, and the kids are usually a little older, so we could play games. Simon Says, Red Light, Green Light, musical chairs. And, kids are a little bit older. You can kind of mess with them a little bit, gives the parents a laugh, nothing too serious, but, kind of play with the kids a little bit, misdirect them and stuff. So doing things like that, it was great because they were old enough to really kind of mix it up with you a little bit. And, it was a lot of fun. So that would be my answer for that.
Awesome. So no pressure, but Do you have a story, whether it be most memorable, like interaction or party, or craziest thing that ever happened at party? So I'll give you some options. You know, you could choose one. So most memorable, whether it be like a baptism and like whatever, or it could, like, and you brought a tear to your eye, or is there something really crazy that happened where a kid thought he was Spider-Man and did a backflip off the ledge or something?
Well, I'll tell you, a couple of years ago, this was in a middle of February, I think, probably like 2 years ago.
Mhm.
And this was like a Saturday night, probably 9:30 or something like that. I get a call from my mother. She goes, just checking to see if you're home. Because my mother's, Jewish mother. She gets worried, right? It was a bad snowy night.
Mhm.
She goes, you're not going out or anything? I said, no, we're staying home. We were just sitting back, hanging out, watching TV.
Mhm.
Hang up with her. 10 minutes later, I get a call from this DJ. He goes, we need an Elmo for a party like right now. Like, excuse me? So yeah, they were down at this like banquet hall like down in Newark.
Mhm.
And the guy that was doing Elmo couldn't come, or snow, or whatever the excuse was. They just couldn't make it. He said, can you do it? So I'm like, oh my God, can I? So I charged him, we'll say, a premium rate.
Nice.
To go out last second on a Saturday night in the snow, grab my stuff, because I keep everything in the garage right in the house where I live in, and jumped in the car, took it easy. I down Route 21 into Newark, unbelievably found a parking spot on the street in the snow right across the street from the place, grabbed everything, ran inside, did the party, and it was great. They loved it, and I was the hero. I saved the day, and came home, and my mother never knew that I went out that night. So
Nice.
Not telling my mom.
Very cool. Very cool. Any hobbies, any interests besides, Parties for Peanuts? Anything that you're into?
Yeah, I'm also an actor.
Nice.
Very active with several theater companies in the area, Bergen County Players,
Nice.
Players Guild of Leonia, Nutley Little Theater, and I've done a number of different shows, mostly acting, a little bit of singing. I was in Damn Yankees about a year and a half ago, where I played the manager, so I got to sing Heart, which is a great song, and that was a lot of fun. The first time I actually had a solo in a show, so that was pretty cool. And I actually, before I started the company, I might have mentioned, that I actually did acting professionally. So this was kind of like a way to sort of supplement that.
Nice.
And so I've done a lot in New York, a lot of theater, off Broadway stuff mostly, but also did some film, some commercials, little TV here and there. So don't get into the city too much now, but I still do a lot locally, and I'm very active there. So that keeps me busy. Me busy. So between that and I'm married. Been married for 15 years. We have a little Yorkie named Bella, and she keeps us busy. And so between all of it, got it going.
Very nice. How about a favorite part you've played or favorite play you've been in?
I would say a play called Moonlight and Magnolias. Not a very famous play, but really pretty cool. It's semi-real, but a lot of it's made up, about the writing of the script of Gone with the Wind. Because apparently in 1939, David O. Selznick, the producer, played by me, was having a really hard time finding a good script, because it was based on the book by Margaret Mitchell. And he went through literally dozens of screenwriters, dozens of scripts, nothing that he could find. But regardless, had to start shooting anyway. So they're about a month into it. He hated the script, shut it down, called in a screenwriter. He used to be a journalist in Chicago, Ben Hecht, who was like a script fixer, script doctor, called him in. The problem was Hecht had never read the book. So he got, trying to remember the director. what was the director's name? He also directed The Wizard of Oz. Anybody?
No, I got nothing.
I'll think of it. It'll come to me. But anybody, if you can help me out in
Who
internet
directed
land there,
Wizard of Oz?
it'll hit me. Anyway, the gentleman was directing The Wizard of Oz. He pulled him off the set. He says, "Now you're directing this." Fired his best friend, who was George Cukor. He got him, took him off. He's now you're directing Wizard of Oz, or Gone with the Wind. Luckily, he had read the book, so the play is the two of them, myself and the director, acting out chapter by chapter, Gone with the Wind for Hecht, so he could then write it up as a script. And we needed to get this done now because every day was costing $50,000.
Wow.
And that was a lot of money back in 1930.
Still a lot of money.
Still a lot of money, but it was really a lot of money back then.
Yep.
And the whole thing takes place that we're locked in his office, and my office. And over like a 5-day period. In real life, it's about 12 days, really. But and the idea was they're locked in. He has his own bathroom in the office, and the secretary would bring in peanuts and they had water, and that was it. And coffee, that was it. And that was it. That was all they had. And bananas, peanuts, bananas, and they had some coffee, and that's all they had to subsist for 5 days, working day and night, getting through this book, which is probably this thick. It was, giant book, and working through it. And at the end, that's kind of how they got it. And in real life, it didn't exactly happen that way. Hecht did kind of do it. I'm not really sure if he read the book or not, but it was over about a 12-day period that he kind of went through it and everything. And so that was it. It was a lot of fun. I was on stage the entire time. Yeah. Long show, tons and tons of lines. But it was great. It was fun. I mean, I leads before, but that was like my first real major
nice
carrying the show pretty much leading part. But very cool. Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun.
So Carl thinks he might know the name. Is it Victor Fleming?
Victor Fleming. Thank you, Carl. Victor. I was thinking Vincent. For some reason, I'm getting up there, and I had a senior moment there.
Thank you, Carl, our VP
Carl.
of Letip, making an appearance
Victor
here.
Fleming. Yes. So
there you go.
That's what it was. So
see, that's why we're live. So you guys can help and interact with us.
I need all the help I can get.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Having fun here with you. Like I said, as interactive as possible. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comment section. We'll ask Howell right away. He's got to go soon, so be quick. But yeah. Oh, here we go.
We have a
Carl.
question.
Carl asks, what kind of fun parties are people having now?
Well, since COVID kind of took over all of our lives, it's been a little different. We've done 3 different variations on what we normally do. Now, thankfully, things are starting to kind of trend back to how it always was. But we can do like a Zoom type party where we have very similar to this. The character will be in front of a camera, and we can stream it right into people's houses. This was more for the heart of the pandemic, and they would give their friends the code to the Zoom room, and at the appointed time, they would come on, and we could do a version of our show right for them. And that works. That we can still do it. Works great. We also do drive-by parties where we're in their yard, in their driveway. People can come by, and sometimes they just come by and wave and keep going. Or we've also done versions of it where they come in and everything is outside. They park, and you can do some sort of loose, safe interaction, out in the parking lot or whatever. People wearing masks and whatnot, as we do. And then we can also do a version of our normal parties, which it's pretty much the same. It's just a matter of especially if it's indoors, we just need anybody that's in contact with our characters and our performers, because we need to keep them safe as well, to wear masks. And maintain a social distance. Like I said, we're not doing face painting, but we can still do basically everything else that we had. So in a direct answer to Carl's question, we're doing, Easter, of course.
Mhm.
Like this is the busy time for that.
Mhm.
But as I've always said, every day is somebody's birthday,
Yeah.
right? So there's always birthday parties, all different characters. So this weekend is extraordinarily busy. We've got a lot of Easter bunnies, but there's also just regular birthday parties going on both Saturday and Sunday, even on Easter Sunday. So, all that's still happening. As we're getting into the warmer weather, we're going to do a lot more outside stuff, a lot more of the inflatables and outdoor cookout parties and things like that people are going to want to do. So, I'm looking forward to a nice recovery from last year and getting out there and having a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and you're the best in the business. That's why when the Ridgewood YMCA was telling me, I do stuff with the Ridgewood YMCA, were telling me they were looking for an Easter bunny. Hal was the first person I called. Love to combine businesses I work with, so it was a no-brainer. Best in the business. So if you want to see the Easter bunny this Saturday at the Ridgewood YMCA from 9 to 11, we have a nice little event. So hopefully we see you guys there. Once again, remind you guys, put a question in the comment section. We'll answer it live. Peanut Gallery. Brian, you got anything else? Brian Stump, on pressure, on the spot.
It's okay. No is an acceptable answer.
Yeah, Brian's good. Brian got all his information he needed. Weird. How about this? Weirdest character you ever had to hire or bring out or do? Weirdest. Like I'm sure there's some where you have to go find a special costume from some vendor or whatever because you don't have it.
Yeah. If you think about it, they're all kind of weird. Really, what's Elmo? What is Elmo? Right?
How about Cupid? You ever have to put a diaper on and be Cupid?
No, actually, you know what? I went to the other end. Last year, I actually did Death.
Wow.
I was the angel of death. So I was in this whole, so I have a ninja costume.
Nice.
Which has the black hood, but you can see through it. So I dressed up, as Death, and I borrowed the whatever the scepter thing is, the scythe. I think it's a scythe. It's called. And, I think they wrote this crazy Death song. I think they were into goth metal or something. So I had it and I kind of played it along on my phone while I sang it, and it was kind of crazy. So yeah. And one thing too is it is a little funny that as soon as the show premieres, people automatically assume that there's a costume. So they call me up. Oh, can you get whatever happens to be the brand new show that just came out on Nickelodeon or something? And, there's a little bit of a lag between when the costume appears, when the show appears, and when there's actually costumes available for it. But I always do my best. I do have a couple of places where I can rent them from if I don't have. Like I said, I do have about 70 or more costumes. I haven't counted them lately in-house, but there's always, other options and things like that. And there's always the internet and finding something out there, So, I always do my best to make everybody happy and get what they want.
Awesome. Anything else? Questions, comments, concerns? Anybody? Anything you want to add, Hal? Let the people know out there.
I'm just trying to think. I think we've covered pretty much
we covered a lot.
So,
how about one more time? How do we get in contact with you?
Yeah, that's probably important. Right? Well, certainly you can check out my website, which was created by CMG Media, Doreen July, and she did a fantastic job. So it's partiesforpeanuts.com with either the FOR or the number 4. Either way, we'll get it. Nice. Partiesforpeanuts.com. And then once you see what you like, give me a call, 973-478-8999. And I answer the phone. Parties for Peanuts.
What's that number one more time?
973-478-8999.
89.99.
Yes, sir.
And look at that. It's on the screen. There you go.
Oh, my God. I hear a phone ringing already. It's unbelievable. I better get that.
There you go. So if you want to get in contact with Hal from Parties for Peanuts, There's the number right there. I hope I typed it in correctly, but you can also go to partiesforpeanuts.com. Oh, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. And you can check us out at the Y on Saturday.
Yeah.
9 to 11. We'll be there, and, ask the Easter Bunny where we came from, and I'm sure he'll give you a card. And you can contact us that way, too.
Awesome. Thanks for stopping by at the studio.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Great to hop in.
Thank you.
Sorry, I apologize.
It's the season. It's the season. You can't help yourself. And thank you guys for watching. We like to do more stuff like this and network with each other and do some more Letip lives. So stay tuned for the next one, and we'll see you next time.
Great. Take care, everybody. Happy Easter and happy Passover.